Thank you very much, Conor. Minister, Mayors, TDs, Mr Ambassador, Presidents of UCC and CIT, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Ernst & Young are delighted to sponsor the second Chamber Dinner in Dublin. We believe this is a very important event linking the business communities of both Cork and Dublin. Many of you, like myself here tonight, spend probably a lot of time in Dublin on a weekly basis, and it's great to see so many of our clients, contacts and friends here tonight. It's difficult to succeed in business in Cork if you stay very insular and without looking out. And I think Cork has succeeded in building strong and enduring relationships with the business influencers and decision makers and the wider business community in Dublin. We haven't always been as outward looking in Cork. I remember when I was thinking about this evening's dinner, I remember reading a description about Cork written in 1577, which spoke of Cork as the fourth city in Ireland. That was so encumbered with evil neighbours that Corkonians are watching their gates on an hourly basis. They trust no one. They marry only within their own city, so that the whole city is linked to each other by wedlock. Some might say that little has changed. However, I think we have progressed to become Ireland's second city, but we continue to be a bit suspicious about others, but we are very open to developing relationships with our colleagues in Dublin. Just a bit about Ernst & Young. We have spent a lot of time over the last 4 or 5 years and invested a lot of time and energy in connecting Dublin and Cork offices and making sure that Cork people were spending a lot of time in Dublin and vice versa. It was a very positive choice that we made, and for me personally, it has given me a much broader client experience and a much broader work experience, and I think it's a very good thing to do. I lived in Dublin up to about 10 years ago, moved back to Cork, and now I'm spending about 50% of my time in Dublin or more. And similarly, many of our Dublin colleagues are spending a lot of time with us in Cork. My stays in Dublin have given me, as I said, a rich work experience, but they have also given me another thing, a veritable mountain of Hilton Hotel honours points. So you'll get those if nothing else. I understand the loss of our air connection between Cork and Dublin. It probably wasn't viable for commercial reasons once the great bit of infrastructure, the road that now connects our two cities. I miss it because it was useful every now and then to jump on the plane because I'm not a great man for the train. But now that I'm driving all the time, I'm getting a little worried that I'm spending a bit too much time in McDonald's in Cashel, and my waistline is showing that as a result. Just a bit about Cork and Cork business, and I know that John Mullins will probably cover this, but you know, it's great. On the multinational side, I think we've got a fantastically broad sector. You know, Cork is still winning business. I think the existing multinationals are winning new manufacturing, they're winning new shared services, and that's a very important sector, and I applaud those who are leading in those businesses to win those new mandates. We've also very good Indigenous business. You have companies like Musgraves, who are here tonight, Dairygold, Barry's Tea, Carberry, to name a few. And it's not been plain sailing for all of our local Indigenous businesses. The last 3 or 4 years have been hard for certain of our businesses as they, in the tough economic climate of maybe reduced demand and maybe some legacy problems with property. But I think that we're working our way through those, and I think that we're all going to learn an awful lot from what's happened in the last 4 or 5 years, and that will help us to build more sustainable businesses in the future. The future is still bright. Certainly in Cork it's bright. We've got an incredible history of building great businesses in Cork, and it's a dynamic city, university city with 35,000 students. You know, so that there's great raw material. Ernst & Young has positively and very positively and actively invested in our Cork practice over the last nearly 125 years, which is as long as which Ernst & Young and its predecessor firms have been in business. I've noted that over the last couple of years, well, the last number of years, our colleagues in our competitor firms, and I know they're all here tonight, PwC, KPMG and Deloitte, have also started strongly investing in their Cork practices. And when you see accountants investing, then you know that there's good returns to be had and there's a positive sign in the market. Just very quickly on the banks, we all know that they're probably not doing what they should just yet to support local businesses. I urge banks to take a long view based on clients' needs rather than a short-term view based on their own needs. On entrepreneurial endeavour, which we're going to talk about tonight, I hope you watched our Entrepreneur of the Year programme. Cork has always had very strong entrepreneurs, and there's one of them here tonight, Brian McCarthy. In keeping, Brian has been a beacon of entrepreneurship. He's like myself from Glasheen in Cork, and he epitomises entrepreneurial spirit. Brian won Ernst & Young's International Entrepreneur of the Year award, and it's great for Brian personally because he's to win the Cork Person of the Year, because in Killorglin they think he's from Kerry and he spends all of his time bunking that myth. So now that he's won Cork Person of the Year, he has proof of it. So in summary, this is a very important event. This is a great event to connect the two business communities. I know that many of us spend a lot of time in Dublin and vice versa. And I think it's an event that will keep going for many years to come. So I hope you enjoy your evening. We're very glad to sponsor it, and I hope you have a great evening. Thanks.